Welcome into the very first episode, extended version of Race Ready with Maria. Typically, you see me on your TikTok on Wednesdays saying 3 things you need to know before placing any bets or making your fantasy lineups. And on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, you see me telling you what the formula is going to do, who it thinks it's going to win the race. Well, I have a lot to say, and there's always more stats that I want to talk about on Wednesday, but I have to fit it into this small 3 to 5 minute, which is honestly a lot for TikTok, so that's why I think they don't do so well. Anyways, I'm rambling already. So I wanted to bring you a long form version of my Wednesday videos. If it doesn't go well, I just don't do it again, but I'm going to try. Here I am. I got my NASCAR colored background. We got my yellow mic. We can make it any color, really. I have my notes, and we're going to dive in. I don't know how this video quality is. If it stinks, I'm sorry. It's my laptop camera. It looks okay. But for on YouTube, if you're watching this, if this goes well, I promise you I will invest in a great camera to record these with. I just can't dive all in, right? Okay. A little background about me in case you're just finding this. I have been a lifelong NASCAR fan. Ken Schrader was my first driver in the 36 M&M's car, and then once Jimmy started racing, I was a lifelong, from start to finish, Jimmy Johnson fan. Got my Jimmy Johnson autograph right here on my wrist, and now I'm a Kyle Larson fan. I'm from Massachusetts, so I am also a diehard Patriots fan. I have season tickets to the Patriots. I love the Bruins. Got my Bruins tattoo right here. And for kicks and giggles, there's my Patriot lip tattoo. I am also a molecular biologist, so I use Excel a ton in my daily life. And before the 2025 NASCAR season began, I had this lovely idea of using my great Excel skills and for my nerdy, that side of my brain, and combine it with my sports betting brain and see if I can get better at betting NASCAR. And then I had like this random TikTok takeoff. So I gained some following. So then I started posting it and we've boomed. We're already almost at 9,000 followers since February, and I'm so grateful. But I hope that you now will also enjoy this longer version. So, all that intro said, maybe let's just jump in. And I'll go over the 3 points that I do in my video, and then I'll just expand upon some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about but didn't have the space to. So, the first thing I really talked about in Wednesday's video was how 24 drivers got their first win at Daytona. 12 of those came in the summer race, and 12 of those came in the Daytona 500. And of the active drivers that are currently driving, maybe one's in Xfinity, those first-time winners are Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, William Byron, Justin Haley, and Eric Jones. They all got their first win at the Daytona 500. Nope. They all got their first wins at Daytona. And actually, 5 out of the 11 past races at Daytona have produced a first-time Cup race winner. That's kind of wild, isn't it? Like, that is wild. So that would be Harrison Burton, Michael McDowell, Eric Jones, and Austin Dillon. So, who are current drivers that do not have a Cup win that we could look at that would have the best chance at winning? To me, the first one is John Hunter Nemechek. And the reason I say that is because out of the active drivers in the next-gen car, he has the best average finish. It's only been 3 races for him. However, his average finish is 9.0. And to me, that's pretty impressive at Daytona. I mean, literally you could get caught up in who knows what. So to consistently be in the top 10 is pretty good. I mean, maybe Jimmy sneaks him a little advice on how to do well. Who knows? So then we've got Carson Hocevar. He has been so close to so many wins this year. He's been doing better, love him or hate him. Richmond, he had a great car, was doing well. Unfortunately, had some pit stops that went awry that were not favorable for him. His average finish at Daytona is 27. In the Daytona 500, he came in 30th. However, he did have a fuel pressure issue, so I don't think that's indicative of his true ability here, though if you look at super speedways overall, it's not like he's that vastly improved over 27th. So the reason why I think he is likely, even though his average finish at Daytona is not really indicative of that, I would say is because of his year so far, his progress, his determination. Next is Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs has a lot of pressure on him to get that win. People are really starting to talk. Does he deserve the seat? He should have a win by now. All of that. He also has been really close. His average finish here is 18.7. In the Daytona 500 earlier this year, he came in 16th. So I think he's another viable option. Finally is Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece in Daytona go together like oil and water. He has an average finish of 32.2 here. And he came in 32nd in the Daytona 500. If you recall, Bell kind of got loose, hit the wall, and then with 5 laps to go, hit Preece. Preece then flew onto his roof, flew up the racetrack, hit the outside wall, and then came back down on all 4 tires down to the inside and came to rest there. He had some things to say at the end of Daytona, but all in all, he was okay. I think RFK is pretty good here. No, I don't. I don't know why I just said that. I think Buescher has a decent chance of being good here. Brad Keselowski, he has raced here 32 times. He has 14 DNFs. That's a lot. That's a lot. Kyle Busch has raced here 40 times. He has 13 DNFs. Suarez has raced here 16 times, and he has 11 DNFs. He's finished this race 5 times. That's wild. Another one, so DraftKings has him, Logano, the favorite. I don't really understand why. He's not high up in average finish. He has 1 win here, and it's not in the next gen car. And he has 10 DNFs out of 33 races. And my guy, Kyle Larson, also has a lot of DNFs. He has 9 out of 22. Not as bad as the ratio as the other ones, but still not great. That 11 out of 16 for Suarez, though. Woof. So, yeah, the Logano being the favorite is a little confusing to me. He's 5th in points out of active drivers here, but that's really about it in the next gen. That's all I got for him. Another interesting thing while we're talking about first-time winners and winning the 500 or just Daytona in general, 9 times the winning driver has only led 1 lap, and the most recent was last August with Harrison Burton. I think that's also pretty crazy that 9 drivers have only led 1 lap, and it was the one that was the most important. Some of those include those drivers I already mentioned with Burton, like I just said, McDowell, Eric Jones, and Austin Dillon. All 3 of those, and all 4 of those only led 1 lap. So then, number 2, I go into Alex Bowman. He is plus 60 to the good for the playoffs. He's not necessarily safe just to point his way in, because if any driver that does not already have a win wins, Alex Bowman is getting the boot. I mean, yeah, unless Tyler Reddick has a bad day and Alex Bowman has a great day, then he could be okay. However, if someone who wins and Tyler Reddick does average, Bowman's out first. So that means he has some motivation to win or at least do very well. He, in the next gen car and all time, is second best in active drivers for their average finish. All time, his average finish is 14.7. And in the next gen car, it is 10.4. He also has 3 poles here. His teammate William Byron has 3 wins. All of these things lead me to believe that Bowman could have a really good day here. Hendrick Motorsports actually has 23 poles at the Daytona International Speedway. We all know that Hendrick does not come to play. They show out when it comes to qualifying for the Daytona 500. They have 16 500 poles, 7 summer poles. My favorite driver, Ken Schrader, has 3 poles here. Then Jimmy Johnson has 2, and Kyle Larson has 1. So I think Hendrick Motorsports can be fast here. I think that Alex Bowman just needs to have a clean race, have a good race, and stay out of things. Easier said than done. But if he does that, and no one not named Alex Bowman or not already in the playoffs wins, then we'll be okay. And if no one not already in the playoff doesn't win, then he's good. So then I move on to talk about Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher is minus 60 to the good. That means he has to have a win to get in. In the next gen car, his average finish is 4th, but an average finish of 12.3. He won here in August of 23. So it is not impractical to think that Buescher could have a good shot here. Now, Preece, who I already mentioned, who does not have a cup win in general, is right below him, minus 94 to the bad. I think, and Brad Ossel would need a win to get in. I think RFK might really show out, but it's going to be every man for themselves because they all want to get into the playoffs. No one can help someone else here. So if you follow me on TikTok, those are my 3 main points. Basically, 1, Daytona has a lot of first-time winners here, so it's possible that we could see another first-time winner here, really shake up the playoffs. I'm a Hendrick Motorsports fan. Obviously, I would not like to see that happen for Alex Bowman, but for Carson Hocevar, Ty Gibbs, Ryan Preece, I wouldn't be mad if any of them got their first cup win. They deserve it. You may not think so, in my opinion. Then the second point was Alex Bowman. I think he is a good shot to do well here. I would play him in a fantasy lineup, put a top 10 bet on him. And then Chris Buescher, I also think would same there. Top 10 bet, fantasy lineup. Especially if we're getting down to the nitty gritty, right? A lot of these leagues, you can only repeat a driver so many times. I don't know how many times you've played Buescher, but he might be someone that you can play. So then some other names that I had as an honorable mention were the likes of Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has done pretty decent here in the past with 2 wins, but this year has been pretty bad for him. One of those was a next-gen win, but I just don't know if I see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. having a good day just based if we look at his year. Denny Hamlin has 3 wins here. They've all been the 500s. None of them have been in the next-gen car. William Byron, however, as we probably know, has won back-to-back 500s here. So 2 next-gen Daytona wins. Austin Dillon has 2 wins here. One of them was in the next-gen car, but he just won last week. I'm not sure he's going to win 2 weeks in a row. I don't see that. But hey, crazier things have happened. Other drivers who have won here are like Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric. Just trying to look at names I haven't mentioned before. Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski. So, I'm torn on Brad. I feel like RFK has been on the rise, has some momentum. But that 14 DNFs here, that says a lot. But RFK is like really going to want to get a car into the playoffs. So it's hard to say. Also, for those who don't know, my Saturday videos, after qualifying and practice, I release a formula. That is when I make my official bets of who I think is going to win the race. Until then, I just talk about who's done well in the past, trends, who I think could do well. Just as an aside there. So, as we talk about Denny Hamlin with 3 wins here, he also has the most laps led here of all active drivers. All time, I think he's like 8th. So, Denny Hamlin's also pretty good here, but Denny Hamlin's good everywhere. And I think a lot of people are desperate for a win to get into the playoffs, where they might be racing hard the whole time, where these people who do have a win are pretty secure. The regular season championship is locked up with William Byron already winning that. They might stick to the back, stay safe, have a clean race, get good points, and not mess it up. The people who need a win, like RFK, like Kyle Busch, Legacy Motor Club, they are the ones, Spire, they might be the ones pushing the pack, pushing it to the limits, trying to get a win here. So I pulled up DraftKings here, right? Currently, DraftKings has Joey Logano as the favorite at plus 1,000. And I feel like usually the favorite is like plus 275, plus 300. So to see the favorite at plus 1,000, I think shows you how crazy Daytona is. So we got Joey Logano followed by Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Austin Cindric, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Larson. Got to go all the way down to plus 1,800 for Chris Buescher. Plus 2,200 for Alex Bowman. And then John Hunter Nemechek, plus 6,000. $10 will give you $610. I don't know much, but that sounds pretty good to me. Like I said, his average finish is 9th here, the best out of any driver that does not have a current Cup win. I don't know, man. I might be looking at that. I see why Cindric is high. I don't see why Logano is high. His average finish here is not even in the top 5. Next gen or average all time. So I'm not really sure where that's coming from. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this longer version of Race Ready with Maria. And to be honest, another reason why I did this podcast, not really, but we can pretend, is so I can wear all my different NASCAR shirts, because I have way too many. I can't possibly wear them all, but now I can wear them on the podcast. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed, again, Maria's Formula for Victory's first inaugural podcast episode, and I will see you next week.